Money is an addiction. Just like alcohol, just like drugs, just like food, just like sex, money is an addiction. Not for everybody, but what we see are people who are obsessed with money. And what's interesting is that you will find people with tens of millions, hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars who still think they need to accumulate more money for their to achieve happiness, to achieve security. There's something called the poverty mentality. That poverty mentality is something that makes a person feel that no matter how much money they have, no matter how much they accumulate, they need more. It's not sufficient. And there's always this fear that somehow it's going to be taken away. The government's going to turn socialist or communist and take all of that away. A lot of conspiracy around that, a lot of insecurity around that. Where do these addictions come from? Well, the professionals will tell you that some of it has to do with emotional compensation, that people feel insecure about themselves. They don't feel like they're worthy unless they have a really big bank account. And that is not something that's necessarily ever satisfying. You can't have enough money to erase an insecurity. There's also cultural influences. Let's face it, people who are rich are glorified right here in America. Nothing wrong with that. We honor the rich. When it's done with hard work and ingenuity and invention and growth of a company and employment of other people and so on, we honor people like Bill Gates and Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett and that Larry Ellison. The list goes on and on and on. So there are these cultural pressures that say you're not successful unless you are very well heeled. Okay. And then I mentioned the poverty mentality. The problem with an addiction to money is that it does a lot of negative things. It can damage relationships because along with that addiction to money comes greed. People get greedy. They want that money, and it damages relationships. It can even lead to crime, of course. People want the money so badly and maybe don't have the chops to actually earn it on their own. So what do? They find illegal means, whether it's the sale of drugs or stealing cryptocurrency or robbing other people. There's no end to the type of grift that can be done. There are people who, when there's a natural disaster, they will create a website to contribute to starving people in Africa or just the disenfranchised people who've lost their homes in a hurricane or tornado right here in the United States. And they're collecting money never to give to the cause, but just to pocket it for themselves. It's fraud. That's part of what can come with a money addiction. The other thing is it creates a tremendous amount of stress and anxiety. When we are obsessed with money and we never feel like we have enough, it's stressful. When we have a poverty mentality, it's stressful to think that I'm going to run out of money. I've only got $10 million. I'm going to run out of money. It's a really corrosive sort of mental state. Then it also destroys work-life balance. The people who are trying to earn money honestly can end up finding themselves trying to work endlessly to achieve success. And of course, work-life balance goes right out the window. Money can be a great thing. It's fungible. It can be used for all kinds of different things. It can be used to help people. And it can make us feel better. It can make life easier for us. And in some cases, it can even make us happy. But when we need more and more of it, and it never satisfies no matter how much we have, we are suffering from a money addiction.